Do you like basketball? Basketball, no. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast, the only NBA podcast that knows where you live. I'm your host, Jack, a.k.a. Jokic Joestar.
I wish I knew where one guy lived.
I was leading up to that. With me, as always, the world-famous Pablo Escobar. It is currently a little over 2 hours after the NBA's trade deadline has concluded. We really like to strike while the iron's hot, so while every other NBA podcast, live streams the trade deadline, hops on immediately after the trade deadline, my sync got backed up, and then Pablo had to watch Arturas Karnisovas.
I would be in jail if we were live streaming.
Okay. So we can start here then, just in the sense that Vucevic is still on the Bulls. And I'll just give this. I'll let you vent however you want to vent. Just what are you feeling?
Nico Harrison is only the second worst decision maker in the front office in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
At least they got Anthony Davis. At least he has a plan. It's the worst plan in history. Maybe I have a bunch of guys from Nike I really liked. I'm gonna try and win a title with them in the next year or two. But if we don't win, I'm out. So I don't really care about basketball beyond that because I don't really like this job, so I'm just going to burn it to the ground. He's like the Game of Thrones guys, really. Remember? They were like, we're just going to get this over with. And HBO's like, no, you could take your time. You could take a few years off.
I remember
and figure out a good ending.
They were connected. It was like, no, we need to wrap this up because we're just getting so many other job offers for being the guys who wrote Game of Thrones. And then they're like, all right, let's
being the guys who adapted Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and then they finished it, and all those job offers were like, yo, what the fuck? Jamie goes back to that bitch? Come on, dude. And so, yeah, I guess the job market dried up for them a little bit. But for Karnisovas, there's just no, he's insulated from any real consequences. He could just stand around doing nothing for forever, it seems like.
It's the greatest job in sports history. It's got to be the president of the Chicago Bulls, because you have one job. It's to ensure profitability. Guess what? Michael Jordan did that for you 30 years ago. He built the brand into a global brand, and now it's seemingly forever. No matter who's on the court, people are just going to show up and go watch, and they're going to watch it on TV, enough to make money for Jerry Reinsdorf.
We talked about this exact thing. Kenny came on Project 94 yesterday, and we were because we went over the De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs trade in depth, because we talked about the Bulls a little bit and all that stuff, and he was like, I don't know. I cut up a clip about him talking about the revolution, because he was like, people should be able to vote on whether or not, the sports managers or presidents get to keep their jobs or whatever. And I was like, yo, you're kind of talking about some proletariat stuff. But at the end of that video, I did get him to say, everybody bring your pitchforks and grenade launchers to the United Center tomorrow at 8 p.m. or something along those lines, and we're going to take this thing by storm. But it appears that his call to action was not heeded, and the Chicago Bulls have... I mean, is it just a half measure with Levine? Are you just upset that, you do that and you still make it through the trade deadline with all this other shit kind of holding you back?
I've come to terms with the fact that we're not going to get anything in return for any of these assets who we could have years ago. This team was assembled. All the baby-brained moron meathead fans were so excited when this team was assembled. Oh, DeRozan. Oh, Vucevic. Oh, this team... Basketball is incredibly simple. People try and pretend it's not. It is. You don't win if there's not a superstar on the roster. You're not going to win if Zach LaVine's the best guy on the roster. Not going to win if DeMar's the best guy on the roster. Not going to win if Vucevic is the best guy on the roster. And people say, why? They're pretty good. They're good. Guess what? you're going against Giannis.
They were like 30 and
last
18 that one time.
Oh my God! And up to February, it went longer than we thought. I used to think it went to November or whatever, but yeah, we were so good. People have the nerve to say Cleveland is a fake team. Donovan Mitchell's better. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland
and Evan
Mobley are all better than anyone that was on that Bulls team. There's no Moneyball angle.
Mm-hmm.
There's no.
And I'll say that Jared Allen is also much better in like a smaller role than anyone on the Bulls was in like their scaled down role. Like you could argue Levine or DeRozan individually better than Jared Allen, I guess, but like we've seen him play, second option on a 50-win team level basketball for long stretches with the Cavs. Like, yeah, it's just different tiers.
Don't ask me where Ty Jerome and Sam Merrill would be on that Bulls team.
They're pretty high up the list.
God, it's just been a complete disaster from start to finish. He started off his tenure. He came in 2021. Started off his tenure with the Vucevic trade. Me and Zach Lowe, the only people in the world who didn't like it. It was a massive overpay. Even if you liked Vucevic, you could have waited till he went to free agency.
Was he a free agent that summer?
I don't. I think he might have had an option. It was either that summer or the next summer.
Yeah.
But there was no market. Nobody else was gonna give up any kind of assets for Vucevic.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's crazy is his numbers are the same now almost as they were then, just a little bit lower volume, and now everyone can recognize this turns out this guy's not good.
And
he's always been the same guy.
It's worth noting, I don't have this one written down as like an official trade, but it's worth noting that the reporting on the Vucevic situation was the Warriors and the Bulls were pretty close, and the Bulls ended up asking too much, and shit just fizzled out.
What are we asking for? He's not worth anything except second-round picks, because what's going to happen? This is the first season we've got him since he put up anything close to those Orlando numbers, since he finally started making threes. This guy spent 2 years or whatever as the worst open shot maker in the NBA. He finally starts playing well, and we have the nerve to demand positive assets from him, because why would it get better if we wait? Like, what's going to change in the offseason? Nothing.
I don't know.
And it's just become the trade market as a whole. Not only has he waited till these players are at their lowest value, he has waited until the NBA as a whole has just been demolished by these new CBA rules, to the point where legit stars and legit superstar, or I don't know, superstar. Well, the Luka trade is an aberration.
Like Brandon Ingram. Think about like how Brandon Ingram has like stagnated and stuff.
They got nothing for De'Aaron Fox, pretty much. And
compare
De'Aaron
him
Fox
to
is
Vucevic, yeah.
De'Aaron Fox is way better. I mean, he got nothing for Jimmy. It's just a complete. The NBA is a disaster, and so it's no longer just any guy having a pretty good season can get you a late first round pick, like the Kuzma of last or whatever. That seems to be non-existent now, and everyone has traded their picks into perpetuity. There's like 5 teams that have every pick.
Yeah, it's exceedingly rare that like anyone who is a buyer now, it feels like there's one team every year that like enters the conversation as like a team that's good enough to start buying with their trade assets, and then all the other teams that are considered buyers have been buyers for like 2 or 3 years at that point, and just kind of like the Suns or whatever, or the Warriors. Well, I guess the Warriors have some, or they did have some to give up, but yeah. There's just not really that many teams that are aggressive spending the kind of capital that the Bulls were rumored to want for Vooch.
It's like if you bought a smart car in 2009 or whatever. When were smart cars really popping?
Oh, I have no idea. The moment I saw a smart car, I was like, is that a gimmick? This is so stupid. So like there was never. Let's call it 2009.
Let's say 2009. You bought the fully maxed out smart car, the souped up smart car, and it's like, oh, this is pretty trendy right now. I'm gonna sit on this and I'm gonna sell it in 2025. And then you wake up in 2025 and you're like, what the heck? There's no market for my smart car, and I'm in the garage saying, "You idiot! No, it sucked back then. I don't care that people gassed it.
Yeah,
it's awful."
Mm-hmm.
So this is a guy who started off his tenure by overpaying for a guy to be Zach LaVine's sidekick. Zach LaVine, probably a number 3. At his very best, he's the second best offensive player on a good team.
Yeah.
But probably third best overall player. You went out and got a sidekick for Zach LaVine, and I'll never forget the meathead morons in the Bulls subreddit. They said, "Well, we have to do this. We have to prove to Zach that we're a winning team, that we're trying to win, or he's gonna leave." Zach was never gonna leave. He was
we
a
have
max
to
player
prove
in
by
Chicago.
hobbling ourselves for when we're what would actually be trying to build a good team around him. We have to make that more difficult just to put on the show of trying to be good.
Well, it's the new meta. Let's go out and get centers who don't get free throws. It's going to be great.
And that's another thing is like Vooch. You talk about like things aging poorly around the Vooch trade. It's just like the fakest fake modern center in the whole generation.
Oh,
of,
he's shooting 40% from 3 right now.
Yeah.
He's never done it before. He's doing it right now. He's gonna do it forever.
Yeah. So like they make the move, and then it's like, oh, Jokic MVP, Embiid MVP, Karl Anthony Towns, like conference finals, all NBA teams, whatever. Just like across the board, all of these other guys exploding to much more impressive heights, and I guess it's not like they gave up, a Cat or Embiid or Jokic package to get Vucevic. It's just, I don't know.
We just gave the Orlando Magic their future.
Yeah, I mean, truly, genuinely, Franz lately, like, what would you do for Franz Wagner on the Bulls right now?
I mean, I'm not even the biggest Franz guy, but it's very clear his ceiling eclipses that of DeMar DeRozan, peak Zach LaVine, peak Nikola Vucevic. I mean, what a nightmare. So he came and did that big trade. The trade was Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu. Hey, he's got some spunk.
Legend.
For Wendell Carter, who I guess he's worse than Vooch again now, maybe. The first time since the trade happened. Otto Porter Jr., and 2 first-round picks, which I think the other one turned it to Jet Howard, so we'll see what that goes. But I mean, a draft that the dorks I follow, the loser dweebs in their mom's basement that I follow on Twitter, knew several years out that 2023 was going to be a good draft, but Arturos couldn't figure that out. So that was one trade. Second trade. We traded Al-Farouq Aminu to San Antonio in exchange for DeMar, Thaddeus Young, and draft consideration. So, yeah, no one else was going to go get DeMar DeRozan because, remember, he had that entire tenure spent on Toronto where he proved that he was not capable of being the best player on a team that goes to the NBA Finals. like one of the most consistent track records of a star declining in the playoffs in NBA history. We thought we got to pair that guy with our.
That's our building block right there. We're buying low.
Yeah, and so first move was in March 2021. Second move is in August 2021. Now we got a second August move, also 2021. So we're really cooking right now. 2 moves in 1 month.
I'm gonna ask you to speed run this because we do have actual. Like, I get that you like. We got actual stuff to talk about. We have like probably 7 mildly significant trades. So 2021 of August, don't worry, second move.
Don't worry, there's not many more coming. So Derrick Jones Jr. We got we got him from Portland. So I left you in August 28th, 2021. June 21st, 2024, the Josh Giddey trade. That's how long he went making no move at all.
And so
a move that
the
some
Lonzo
people...
how'd they get Lonzo Ball? Is that a free agency signing?
That was free agency, but we tampered. So they took some draft picks from us. Yeah.
Hilarious tamper. Tamper with the guy who plays 45 games for your franchise.
I'm pretty sure that was just straight free agency. It's possible it's a sign and trade, but from the thing I copied and pasted from the Bulls subreddit, he didn't put that in there. So I'm trusting him, but everyone in there is an idiot. So, we traded Alex Caruso, who had probably the most valuable asset on the team at the time, for Josh Giddey, whose value is at. I can't relitigate the Josh Giddey trade. I think all of my greatest fears have been proven correct. After that, we got Chris Duarte from the Kings.
Ooh.
And then the Zach LaVine trade. So this is where we're at. And after all of this, I finally had some hope. I thought the Bulls are bottoming out. We're finally gonna tank. This caveman has been struck by lightning. It's the broken clock theory. We're finally gonna start cooking. No, he traded Zach LaVine seemingly for no reason. Well, so he says the Bulls are in a transitional phase and there's more to be done, but he also still believes that we can make a playoff run. And
that's what I was hearing when I was listening to the he used phrases like that a lot, where he would be like, these next 30 games, if we're playing in the play-in or we're making the playoffs, it's good for young players to be playing in those circumstances. That's good for their development. And then in the most batshit sad tone, he would go, and if you're picking high, that's good too, I guess.
And you saw him reading off the paper the entire time, like a fifth grader, because he's so stupid. He's so painfully stupid. And
Nico Harrison was freestyling up there at the bare minimum,
Nico Harrison's an evil man with an agenda. Arturas has no clue what's going on ever. And so he did clarify, because one of the reporters, I think Joe Cowley, he was like, hey, you know how stupid you sound right now by saying we want to make a play-in push or a playoff push and you just traded Zach LaVine for nothing? Why should we not think you're the dumbest idiot on the planet right now? And he was like, let me clarify. And so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe language barrier. So apparently his intentions were to say that the goal is to tank for the second half of the season. But if we make the play-in or the playoffs, it's a W, because that means our young players are so good that they just evolved over the course of the season and got us.
The Matas leap is real.
Hey, 10 for 10, youngest player ever to do it.
He can't close the game. We can't get him back in the game, even though he's killing it.
Yeah, but so the press conference was a disaster. He said, I thought we did a great job the first 38 games, then we hit a wall.
They were 18 and 20, by the way. They were 18. I looked it up. They were 18. Yeah. Whoa. What a fucking hot start. They were 18 and 20, baby.
He says play-in and playoffs are achievable. He says we're not okay with being in the middle. This is like the same exact thing as Kamala Harris saying, I want a ceasefire, but Israel's the right to defend themselves. I'm not going to pull funding from them. Come on.
Yeah.
Same principle. So the same dumb morons won't be able to comprehend it. And yeah, when he was pressed about not caring about draft picks, he said, well, we have 9 players. And this was a thing he brought up multiple times in the press conference. We have 9 players who are between 20 and 25. So why should I care about the draft? I have a ton of young guys. Don't ask me if they're good, but I have them. They're on the rosters. So
I went to our local college's rec center and I picked up 7 guys, and so we don't need to focus on the draft anymore.
How old are we? We're 05. So we're
05? Yeah, about 20.
We might be some good pickups for this team. We're young.
Arturas, give me a minimum.
Team,
what's that, $200,000 or something?
Oh, that'd be sick. I mean, and he's dumb enough to be convinced to do it.
God,
just tell him you tore your ACL. He'll be excited.
Yeah.
So this team is done for. This team, as if there were any illusions. I always want to think like, oh, if we just got Cooper Flagg, maybe things would be different.
No.
But there's no way. I mean, it would just be, nobody could save us. Prime Michael Jordan couldn't come down from the heavens and save us. This team is done for with this caveman running the ship. No progress will happen until he's gone, and there's no inkling of him being gone at all. There's no pressure at all. This guy doesn't do the job. He did the job poorly in 2021. Spent years not doing the job. Still not doing the job. No hot seat forever. So the Bulls, Mavs fans, I'm jealous. Nico Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got to say on that. We'll talk Lonzo extension. We'll talk Lonzo extension tomorrow or whenever we do the East episode. But after that, we're deplatforming the Bulls again.
Okay. So that gives us 19:30. Let's call it 20 minutes even. 20 minutes on the Chicago Bulls. Let's get in. That leads us into the De'Aaron Fox trade, which we have not talked about at all as of yet. I don't even think we've spoken since it happened. So Fox goes to San Antonio Spurs. Spurs get Fox, Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings get Zach LaVine, City Sissoko, 2025 first-round pick, a 27 first-round pick, a 31 first-round pick, and then 3 additional second-round picks. The Chicago Bulls get Zach Collins, a physical big man. I'm using his Arturus's descriptions of these people. Trey Jones, one of the last true point guards remaining in our league, and then Kevin Huerter, a versatile wing who can do a little bit of everything, and a career 37% three-point shooter. And then
straight chat GPT answers about those guys. I wonder what would come up if I asked them. But.
Well, it'd be better to just like take his transcript from the conference and feed it through one of those like scanner things, and it's like, oh, this is just. I mean, it's not that he downloaded AI off of the internet. It's that he is like an AI-controlled robot who's just making the most 500 basketball moves that everyone can come up with. And then, obviously, the haul here, the big haul, is that the Bulls get full control over their picks. So,
booyah.
You know,
so we can make the play-in or
and still take someone. Yeah, exactly. When it falls,
in the moment, I was like, "Ooh, this could be his first shrewd move." I mean, just in case. We're definitely tanking, but this is just in case we get some bad lottery luck. Oh
no, it's because we're going for that 9 seed, baby. The Hawks are fucking sellers, dude. We can take them.
we're gonna outlast them. Trae Young is definitely out the door this summer.
Oh my God. Okay. So, where do you want to approach the Fox trade from first?
All right. Let's talk Kings.
Okay. And I should say,
so
we just got the first game of both of these guys yesterday. The Spurs had a big win where De'Aaron Fox played really well. The Kings had a big loss. I don't know specifically how well LaVine played, but I can't imagine it was good.
I didn't see any of that game.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of that game. I did see the Fox game.
Fox game was pretty sick. I'm not going to lie. But, okay, Kings. Sorry.
So what's it called? So and also just to clarify, I copy pasted every trade that happened. I haven't sat down and thought too deeply. So I reserve the right to change to evolve.
Yes. Never try to pin us down. We're very slippery, and if the entire internet got mad at something that I said, I will 180 on that opinion immediately.
There's only one opinion I hold firm on. 4 horses. 4 ropes.
I dropped that on Project 94.
Oh, no. Oh, really? With Kenny?
Yeah. I don't know. Kenny's fun because if you get edgy around him, he clams up because the sponsors start honing in on your area. But Isaac got a kick out of it.
An unknown number of directions.
Hey, we don't know.
You know, I checked the comments of a Project 94 video the other day. They were all in on you. They're like, does he have a stand-up comedy background? This is the funniest guy in the world. This guy sounds like Nick Mullen, too.
Oh, my God. Perfect.
There are a few of those guys.
If I could have the life arc of Nick Mullen, it would be complete. Jeez.
Hey, what are your thoughts on the Chinese?
I will say, that video of him going, you're Chinese. That's like a stim in my brain.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
It's like him on. I don't know the context of it. I don't know anything about it. It's literally just him in his car going, you're Chinese, and yeah, I don't know. It's just it's one of my brain things, I guess.
But so, the Kings, they gave up De'Aaron Fox, who pretty clearly made it clear to the Kings he was not going to sign a contract extension. But he did have one more year after this year, correct?
I thought it was impending free agency in this offseason for him.
Let me pull up the contract.
I really feel like that's what the pressure was, because I don't think they would have sold on him. Or if there was a full another year, I feel like there would have been more suitors, maybe.
No, there is a full another year. He's under contract next year, $37 million.
Damn.
So,
okay. Whatever then, I guess.
So they just got it done a year early, and so I would be mad if I was a Kings fan, because like this is not a guy like Zach LaVine where there's like an injury history or something, and there's like concerns about long. And like a year ago, we were talking about, there were reports like Bobby Marks was saying the Bulls would have to attach picks to get off LaVine, and even one first-round pick might not be enough. So from that context, like the LaVine move was a positive in a vacuum, but like De'Aaron Fox is not that. So I guess like why did they have to do it now? Because what did we get out of this for them?
Okay,
we got the Charlotte pick, which is nothing, right?
Yeah, I believe the only real notable first-round pick here is the Wolves. The Spurs, so you get the Spurs 2027 pick. Literally, the GOAT will be 24, 25 years old or whatever. 23.
And he's got De'Aaron Fox.
yeah, literally. So, I'm sure it'll be maybe you get like the 20th pick or the 23rd pick or something. But the 2031 Timberwolves first rounder is the only first-round pick with any real value, because the 2025 Hornets pick this season, this upcoming draft, some pretty heavy protections on that.
Top 14.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think they'll make that. I think they'll make the top 14.
After trading away both centers?
Yeah. Hey, Grant Williams on one knee, coming back for some small ball. Let's get it. Nurkic. I forgot. We'll get to him. We'll get to all that shit. So... yeah, my big takeaway from the Kings' perspective, trading to me, Fox is the franchise guy, or like he was. You're just dog shit for forever, and then you finally hit on a guy who's like an all-star level guy who wants to be in your city, and it's like the first real thing that you accomplish post DeMarcus Cousins era. The emotional shit of moving that guy just to like stay in the exact same place. Like, I don't feel any different about them at all. With this trade specifically, they've done some other stuff that's kind of okay. It's an underwhelming return for the quote unquote franchise guy, and a guy who's a legitimate like all-star threat. Pretty much if he was in the East, I feel like he'd have multiple all-star appearances. But the West is just so stacked in the backcourt year to year that it's been really tough for him to break through.
And all to assemble what I've just been crying about that I've had to deal with since 2021, a DeMar Zach tandem. And I suppose like Kings fans love Sabonis, and Sabonis, he's definitely better than Vucevic, and so we're gonna find out exactly how much better than Vucevic he is.
Yeah.
But if I'm a Kings fan, I don't feel good about this core going forward. If I would have taken this as a sign to just blow things up, but
yeah. I mean, you and me are on the same page as the Kings. I would have blown it up at this offseason or this trade deadline. They did not go that route. Looks like they're going to try to remain competitive and go as far as they can or whatever. But it's just, to me, this is also it's a clear diminishing move where you move Fox, and sure, you get like one cool pick out of the deal and some other bullshit, but like really all you're left with is a player who you will never get anything close to an all-star return for. It's just not going to happen, and you won't get that with LaVine. You're not going to get that with DeRozan either, and so your options for like how many more routes do you have for like fleshing out this team? It just doesn't feel like they have that many different places to turn to make big improvements, and they are light years away. Like they're not giving anybody in the top half of the Western Conference a super competitive series right now, I feel like. And their offense, I think it'll be cool. I think they'll have some really sick games offensively, and I think this will be a true test of like the caliber of passer that Sabonis is, because I am a little worried. I guess Malik Monk is a really solid point guard, like when you ask him to set shit up, but defensively, I think this is going to be a fucking nightmare. And the Magic game last night was, I believe. I mean, the Magic haven't been able to score for the entire fucking season. And what was the end? What was the final of that game? It was 130 points from the Orlando Magic to 111 from the Sacramento Kings. So,
and by the way, guys, this is a team that was held to 79 and then 90 against Portland. And like, if you go through all the most recent games, they're scoring in like the 80s and 90s and stuff. They've been on. People have been sounding the alarm bells about the Orlando.
So
Magic.
just a get right game against the 2025 Western Chicago Bulls.
Oh God. And if they had waited to trade De'Aaron Fox, I don't see it. They could definitely get more value because Houston was a clear trade partner, but they sent out the signal, I guess, pretty early on. We want to see how this group does, and we're gonna wait. And so, but if they like, you're only a couple months away from them having like a series where they flame out offensively, and then they're much more motivated to get De'Aaron Fox or something.
Yeah.
And then one more year, like Wemby going into year 3, I'm sure San Antonio is feeling a little more pressure. And like if Popovich comes back, I'm sure they're feeling a little more pressure.
They'll throw Castle in if you hold them to the stove long enough, more than likely.
I just don't like. It's not a good move.
Yeah. And I do feel like this is a good argument for the secrecy of Nico Harrison and everything. Is that if you're doing something smart or you're trying to do something smart, then secrecy can often be a good thing. And this not being a secret, all of the reports about De'Aaron Fox coming out and being like, oh, I only want to go to San Antonio. Nobody else trade for me. I want to end up in San Antonio. Just report after report coming out about that shit. If all of that could have stayed under wraps, I'm sure the list of people looking to buy would have been a lot longer. It's just the problem that Nico Harrison was doing the most psychotic move in the history of basketball in secrecy. No. So a second opinion.
Everyone finds out. I'm gonna have phone calls. I'm gonna have like 29 phone calls, and they're gonna offer me
Nico
one.
Harrison's
and then I'm
neurodivergent. He can't answer emails, so he's like, "Stop, please."
And then they'll have tangible packages like, why did you turn down 19 first-round picks from Oklahoma City? Because I wanted, and this way he's like, well, that was the only offer on the table.
So much of that, and so like we don't need to full rehash the Luka thing, but so much of it was just like,
I don't know, maybe we did.
It was like a guy like trying to sell a car that he's been fed up with for like a year and a half, and he's just like, take it off my fucking hands. I can't deal with this thing anymore. Do whatever you need. Whatever you can give me back. It's $500. Okay, that's fine. Let's go. That's like a lot of what the Luka deal feels like at this point. So let's talk.
Oh, by the way, I had an inside report. I had a leak to me.
Nice.
From someone who worked at a well. Is that risky to say? I don't know.
We can cut it. This isn't live.
Someone who was in close contact with some members of the top Mavericks brass, and they said at their job this people would complain about Luka being fat and out of shape. So it was just full on animosity, man. And did you see they tried to get? It was like the Mavericks were unable to get a Kevin Durant deal over the the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I saw your video about that where it's just like the dumbest master plan. Like, yeah, let's take this diamond and let's trade it in for like $3 $10 bills, and then we can really start cooking with that. Okay, so let's talk Spurs. Let's talk from the Spurs perspective. De'Aaron Fox, you have next to Victor Wembanyama now. How do you feel about that?
I'm on record. I wouldn't do it because I want to construct the greatest defense in NBA history. And I think you could just go a positive defensive player at every single position, and that's all it would take. And De'Aaron Fox is not that. So I wouldn't do it in my master plan of building around the future GOAT, maybe the current GOAT, Victor Wembanyama. But De'Aaron Fox is a great player. It looked great in the game against the Hawks. and I think they definitely took a step forward, and they're definitely going to be good going forward together.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm checking my phone, and we just have. Apparently, there's like maybe like the Kings fans are throwing a fit online. Jack, the Kings fan, tweeted the De'Aaron Fox hate feels very forced. And then De'Aaron Fox himself tweeted 20 minutes ago, everybody has the same story about the dysfunction, but yeah, it's my fault. And so I can't find I can't
They're
find
mad at De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah, I don't get it.
By the way, did you see Sissoko got moved to the Wizards?
He got waived. I texted Jack the second it happened. I was like, yo, because they had both texted me and they were like, yo, we got Sissoko. And I was like, hey, good for you guys. I guess. Like, I don't give a fuck. And then, oh, yeah, while I was recording yesterday, that dropped. And I was like, oh, my God, no shot. But, yeah, Sissoko, I don't know why the Wizards waived him. I don't. Are you really gonna find like a better, higher upside guy? They have 2 open roster spots now. I don't get it, but whatever. So yeah, my take on it from the Spurs perspective, I like it. I just worry. One thing that's sticking in my mind is I worry about the Spurs' attachment to Stephon Castle in the sense that like if they want to try to be good next year, he is not going to be ready for that. And I feel like they might build him into a role on the team that has the capacity to hold it back. I mean, I don't know. I might sound like a hater or like a true Castle non-believer, which I know you're not like the biggest Castle guy either. But yeah, it's just like it's going to get very real for the Spurs very quickly. And for a team full of like young guys, like normally this team would be on the timeline of like they're like 3 years out from being good. It just so happens that they drafted Wemby and everything's on this super accelerated shit now. A lot of the young guys are gonna have to like be able to step up in important ways, or that's what the season will hinge on. At least is how I feel about it.
Yeah. We may be on massive lag right now. I don't know if it fixed itself or not.
Well, that was pretty quick after you said some shit.
Okay,
like there was
good.
yeah, okay.
All right. But yeah, it when you have someone like Wemby, things can go pretty quickly to, oh my God, look how cool this young athletic core is. De'Aaron Fox and Castle dunking in transition to, oh God, we have two suspect shooters in the half court in the playoffs. But I think Castle, pretty safe bet to be a good defensive player, like a guy you could be confident in having on the court defensively in the playoffs. But just the offense has got to come around. But they're optimistic and they're not in their prime. But like the Spurs talent judgment, I mean it's not bad.
And I should say this is a move. You make it 10 times out of 10 if you're San Antonio for this price point. To put like a serious player next to Wemby, like you give up one of your own picks and one pick that kind of even matters, and then beyond that, Zach Collins and Trey Jones and Sissoko, and that gets you De'Aaron Fox. Yeah,
that's true. I criticized the Kings for not getting enough, and on the opposite end, the Spurs got him for essentially nothing. And so even if you do run into those ceiling concerns, he'll probably be a good player who, depending on the market, you could flip for more, definitely more than you paid for. So this is just a great, just 100% you do it if you're the Spurs, and it makes him better.
All right. Do you want to run through the Bulls quick, or you want to go Jimmy to the Warriors?
Bulls as in what?
The Bulls got Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and their own pick back.
Oh. Then no. We talked about the pick. The players, they're not. Yeah. I don't think we're counting on them. I don't even think the caveman. Well, Trey Jones might be interesting, but yeah.
Well, you only have 5 other point guards, so it's good that you got that just in case some.
Well, some of them are really tall. So.
Oh, okay. I like that. All right, 39. Let's go Jimmy to the Warriors. The big storyline of this deadline, or even the months leading up to this deadline, has been Jimmy Butler refusing to play for the Miami Heat, playing like shit on purpose for the Miami Heat, filming passive-aggressive coffee videos. And yeah, the Warriors finally got it done. There's a bunch of stuff, moving parts, it seems like, that didn't end up happening in the Suns. There was like something where it was like Jimmy Butler would have ended up on the Suns, Durant would have ended up on the Warriors, and Wiggins would have ended up on the Heat.
Oh.
And Durant essentially like vetoed it. There's like a lot of bad blood between him and Draymond still. But so the package we end up getting.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah. To the extent like they said Steph and KD had like phone calls and Steph like walked away being like, damn, I did not know he did not like Draymond that much. That is crazy.
So another way Draymond has ruined the future.
Which
this team.
It is funny to think about Steph's unique relationship with Draymond Green, where like he's from Steph's perspective, it's probably just like annoying guy who like kind of grows on you over. It's like, yeah, I know he's a bit much on the court, but he's a good guy. He's always got your back. He tries his best, all that other shit. And then like 40% of the players on the Warriors over the years are probably like, he's a fucking psychopath. Like he's an insane person who will hurt you if you're like not nice to Steph or something. So yeah, the Warriors get Jimmy Butler. The Heat get Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, PJ Tucker, and a 2025 first-round pick from the Warriors, protected. I don't know what the protections are. The Jazz receive Dennis Schroeder, and the Pistons receive Lindy Waters and Josh Richardson. I suppose we can come at this from the Warriors angle first. How do you feel about it?
So I think it's a really good move for them because again, like in my mind, it's essentially just Wiggins for Butler, because I don't know how much Dennis Schroeder was giving them. I don't know how much Kyle Anderson was. They're replaceable pieces, right?
Yeah.
And so Jimmy is still really, really good, and for all the like concern about his personality, I think the fact that he signed the extension so quick right after, like we had reports he will not sign with the Warriors. He doesn't want to go anywhere.
They're like $60 million. You want $60 million?
Yeah. I think we know now for sure it was a bluff. Like he would have signed the extension in Memphis. He would have signed anywhere. It was just him trying to get where he wanted to go. So, the locker room relationship between him and Draymond, I think they're already friends from Team USA. They're both kind of psychopaths, and so it'll either be great or it'll just crumble the team into disaster, but they were already there kind of. But I think they're definitely a better team than they were before the deadline because Jimmy is still probably better. I would say better defender than Andrew Wiggins. And he's a better offensive player and like known playoff riser.
Yeah.
And so I really do like it for them. I think it was a steal.
Mm-hmm. It's tough because in a vacuum, I agree with everything. I just hate the way they've handled everything. They've handled everything that has led up to this being a good move. Because like I don't know, just when you look back over everything, and it's like with the Wiggins piece of it, I'm like, damn. I agree. Better both ways, really. Maybe there's like some on-ball shit you could talk about Wiggins with, and Wiggins has been really good for them. But it's just I think about like the regular season, postseason switch with Jimmy, and it's like having a guy who's there every single night in Wiggins going 100%. That didn't feel like something they were super well insulated to lose, just given how... I mean, they lost again last night. Obviously, Butler wasn't playing, and like all of the guys who were in the trade weren't playing last night. But they fucking smoked it to the Jazz right at the end there, and it's just this team that's in really precarious seeding position. It needs guys on every single night in the regular season to like show up and win games, and all of the reports so far have been that Jimmy's very excited to come in and do that. He's in the best shape of his career. He's super ready to go play for whatever team. But
wait, what about you? You said under no circumstances you'll come. I'm joking.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. Yeah. So I'm worried about it. But like I said, the Warriors have like made decision after decision cascading to the extent where now I'm like, I mean, yeah, you're fucked anyways, so you might as well roll the dice on like another superstar shot creator type guy next to Steph Curry. But I guess my take is that it's a good move. I still don't like where the Warriors are really at.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're kind of screwed either way, and they should really just lean into it. Well, it's a little tough because I'm thinking like when the Lakers were at the end with Kobe and they just maxed him out, and then it shifted from we got to win this guy another one to like farewell tour.
Let him do whatever he wants until he's done, pretty much.
Thank you, Kobe, for everything.
Well, it's funny because that shift, I feel like that shift happened. He tears his Achilles in 2013, and like the shift kind of happens then. But the farewell tour, it was like 2 or 3 years of just like, what's going on? And then you get the farewell tour right at the end that leaves you with the good taste. But like 2014, 15, what a fucking nightmare year for the Lakers.
It was the highest paid player in the league, paid on past performance. But it seems Steph Curry, I wonder if we are like, he says a lot of stuff publicly about how he's like, I'm not done competing, guys. I still want to be competitive or whatever. And I do think this move could get them into like competitive situations in the play-in or the playoffs. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They're better right now, and then I don't know what it means for the future. But what else did they? So they just got Jimmy out of this.
Yeah. The Heat. I mean, the Jazz and the Pistons. I really don't. I mean, Lindy Water on the Pistons, I think will actually be kind of fun. But the Heat get Wiggins, Anderson, PJ Tucker, and then a protected first rounder in this upcoming draft.
Where was PJ Tucker?
Oh man, I swear he was on the Clippers.
Was he in Utah?
I don't know.
Well, he
exactly.
was, but the Clippers weren't in this trade, and so it's funny because PJ Tucker has been on the Clippers for the past couple years, right? And his contract was a little bit too much to just like straight up cut, and so but Ty Lue didn't want to play him. And so the past couple of years has just been PJ Tucker on the Clippers bench saying, please trade me. Like, I remember last year he posted a picture of the Miami like freeway. He's like, I'm home, baby. Yeah. And he's like, please trade me to Miami. You're not using me. I'm not washed, I swear. And they're like, yeah, you are. So we get a PJ Tucker homecoming finally. But yeah, I had no clue where he was before then.
Here, sorry, I have an article up here. I'm trying to find I hate all of these articles. That you don't need to write a full article about any trade that happens, really. You could just list the shit that got moved around. The
NBA trade deadline is here, and things are heating up.
Yeah. Okay, so PJ Tucker has redefined what it means to be on the move ahead of the 2025 NBA trade deadline after the Heat traded the veteran forward to the Raptors along with a second-round pick and cash in exchange for Davion Mitchell. He's now been traded 3 times. So,
he's on the Raptors now?
Yeah, so first he was traded from the Clippers to the Jazz in exchange for Mo Bamba and cash. Then he was traded from the Jazz.
So that just happened as well, right?
I believe so. I'm not really familiar with that one. So yeah, he went Jazz, Heat,
I think that just
Raptors,
happened, yeah.
And now he's on the Raptors.
Okay, so I mean he played there before too, so maybe he'll be happy. But I don't know how many minutes he's getting.
Okay, so from the Heat, like I do think they can pivot into like fun territory now. Like I don't think they'll really be good, and I think it will be upsetting to fans if they continue trying to like make this a thing. Like the Tyler Hero is spearheading us. Like that's just such a Zach LaVine. We're building around Zach LaVine, guys. But they can't, like Khalil Ware, maybe Bam kind of bounces back. I do think Wiggins a very like heat culture pilled guy. Like I'm sure Pat Riley will love him and everything, but yeah, I just don't think.
And
what's
so they got the Warriors pick from this year.
Yes,
it is protected, but I think they're probably going to get it, right? It's like, is it top 10 protected?
Let me see. Jimmy Butler trade.
If it is a pick in the teens that they're probably going to get, I do like that for them because this is a good draft class, and they're good at drafting in that range. That's where they found Hero, they found Bam, they found Ware, they found 27-year-old Jaime Jaquez. They get good production out of those spots. So it's not the worst return in the world. But again, they're really in purgatory-ish right now.
Hey, you want to talk about a team that's moving towards purgatory without ever being good? I actually don't know. I don't know how to feel about this, but let's hit timestamp 44. Let's call it 50. The Toronto Raptors traded for Brandon Ingram last night in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So Ingram goes to Toronto. The Pelicans receive Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, and a first and second round pick in this upcoming draft. I don't know. I don't like if he re-signs, I don't like the way Toronto's roster is shaping up, and if he walks, you gave up a first. And now that I'm looking, okay, so it's not their own first, I have to assume.
Yeah, it's 2026 first round Indiana.
Oh, okay, it's 2020. I copied and pasted, so that's on the NBA's website.
I copy pasted from ESPN. We got a domain clash.
I guess I expect the NBA to lose in that one. So yeah, I don't like it if he resigns. I don't really like it if he walks either. I guess you get money off the books, which for a team that's already paying Quickly and Scotty and RJ, it's cool to get money freed up, I guess, but I just don't know what to think, really. What do you think about it?
I would be mad again because you're just like we're two big Scotty Barnes guys. Right now, don't know how many signs there are that Scotty Barnes is a franchise savior player. Like I think.
Well, right now, I'd say the signs are going in the bad direction. He has not played super well as of late.
Yeah. So there's really, it's not rational to think that. And so, like a team, we're just gonna pivot to a team with a bunch of pretty good wings. Scotty, RJ, Brandon Ingram. It's just weird. Like, just fully bottom out. I don't know what's so hard about this. And then I don't like giving up assets for Brandon Ingram at all, because this is a guy who's had no market for a really long time. It seems at the very end it turned into a race between them and the Hawks.
Yeah.
But I don't care if I lose out. Like,
if you're ever in a race with the Hawks, take a step back and reevaluate what you're doing in the trade market, it feels like.
Like, I would just wait till free agency. If he's there, I'll sign him. If he's not, okay. And my life isn't really dictated by whether I get Brandon Ingram or not. So this is a team that's just and Brandon Ingram's pretty good, and all their guys are pretty good.
He's a second apron victim, where it's like, in a just world, you would be able to pay him appropriately and have him be the third best player on your team, and I think he would be pretty good at that. But that's just not post second apron, it's just not. It's not going to work out. You're either going to have to take a big pay cut, massive underpay to be on a competitive roster, or a team that pays you is going to be hampered by the production that they get at that price point.
I'd much rather them have gone all in on Zion. At least the ceiling is there.
New
so
patron.
this
Shout
is
out to Gabe T.
Oh, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is a team. What happened to Masai?
I think he just kind of like first of all, Kawhi fell into his lap. I feel like first we should probably start there.
Although I gotta say, it took some gumption to make that move, to trade
for 1 year of Kawhi.
For guaranteed 1 year of Kawhi. He's like, I'm not staying. Trading a franchise icon, even though he's not good.
Yes.
I thought that would hurt him, but that does not hurt them because of the championship. But also, I think players don't care about that. Just like how they don't care if their teammates commit domestic abuse, I don't think they care if there was a betrayal in the past. But like, okay, that's their problem. You're still gonna sign me, right?
Yeah. So beyond that, I mean, a lot of it is just, it feels like overestimation of talent, where it's like do
you think he's banking on Ulrich Chomche to be the next Giannis or something?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. To me, what jumps out is just holding on OG and Siakam for so long. That's like the thing I can point to that led to a lot of this, where it's like, I mean, if you sell at the right moment on OG Anunoby, it's like a borderline Paul George. It's 4 times what they got for Luka in terms of capital, and they sold. And granted, RJ's been really good for them, and quickly the jury's out. He's been hurt, but I think he could be good too. But it set that trade kind of set them up to be mid. Where it's like, okay, we have 2 solid guys who are already getting paid a lot of money, and that's just our core now. We just have three good guys. There may be 1 great guy in Scotty, and everybody's already getting paid too much, and we're winning 15 games.
And the last 2 first draft picks that they've done were Grady Dick and Jacoby Walter, both guys who project at being just court orbiting shooters,
yes.
Like not saviors, or not even like high ceiling saviors. Although I think Grady Dick could be really good, but like the best version of that type of guy, right? And they did get Jonathan Mobo and Jamal Shed, who again are like useful. They project to be really useful players on a good team, but it's just the Bulls Kings pathway. They're walking the road of, imagine if we had 1 guy at the center of all this. It's like, okay,
so
how are you gonna get the guy? Everyone in the NBA is scared of Canada. All the players, I think they're worried about the taxes or whatever. And you know what they really hate? They really hate having to go through customs. I've heard a lot of different players complain about that. So I don't know how hot of a free agent destination you are, even though you should be. And you're positioning yourself not to have top picks, and next year's draft is supposed to be stronger than this year's. Some people are like hyping it to like 2018 levels and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We'll see if that comes true. But
we're hitting that moment in the cycle where it's like from November to February, this draft is super sick, and then from February to about April, it's like, okay, this draft's good, but next year, oh man.
Well, we didn't have it. We had the worst draft ever recently.
I mean, yeah, it's been a drought. Like there's nothing good has happened to the draft community in fucking 2 years.
And who was before? So the Wemby draft was really hyped. I think as a whole, it's not quite living up to expectations.
Yes.
And then the 2 before that were pretty regular.
Yeah. Like, imagine telling someone a men would be this good already, and they'd be like, yo, this got to be one of the best of all time. And it's like, the rest is...
No, Scoot's not good. Scoots, well, I guess he's maybe
Scoot's okay.
And actually...
Brandon Miller's,
now that I think about it, 2021 was super hyped at the time, and it hasn't quite lived. Well, maybe it has.
What's
actually.
20? Who's 20? Is that Cade? Cade
That's
and them?
Cade. And so Cade, Suggs, Şengün, Franz. Okay, so that was a good draft. Mm-hmm. And depending on the month,
Jalen Green. Oh, and that's Mobley then, right? Also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, that lived up to the hype.
All right. Let's. Okay, so. Pelicans get Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, and a couple of picks. Kelly Olynyk next to Zion is...
So this was the plan for him, for Kelly.
I guess. This was the plot. I mean, Kelly next to Zion, I actually do... Like, stretch big next to Zion. We've always, that's the vision. But how often Zion going to be out there? And, it just... feels like the moment's passed. And of course DeJounte tore his Achilles. So.
And Bruce Brown famously healthy.
And famously healthy, famously good post Denver. Everybody's loved him post Nuggets.
Well,
run.
has he even had a chance to be bad? I feel like I literally have not seen him play. Actually, he had a little bit of a run recently, didn't he?
I think he played all right recently. I swear he played in Indiana before and they were just like, no, this is not working.
He wasn't. Wait, is that where he went directly after Denver?
Yeah, he signed 2 years. Literally, he is the blueprint for if you play with Jokic, you get paid. 2 years, $20 million for the Indiana Pacers. And I'm 40. Yeah. 2 years, 48. So it's 24 apiece. I mean, and so yeah. In Indiana, he played 33 games before being traded mid-season, where he averaged 12 points on 33% from three. And then this year, he hasn't played 18 games, 8 points on 44% from the field. So yeah, I mean, I'm Bruce pilled all the time, no matter what. I love Bruce Brown for forever, but hasn't necessarily been great. And Kelly Olynyk, I think he's good, but it's just the Ingram was an asset at one point in time, where if you pull the trigger at the right moment, you do get cool shit back, and now it's just kind of like.
Well, I don't know. When is the last time? I feel like we're like on year 3 of trying to trade him. No, or how far back does it go?
I don't know when it starts, but it feels he was an all-star in 20. Was it before the bubble? I'll lose my fucking mind. It was 2020. He was the most improved player.
Oh, really?
Holy shit! So yeah, we have 5 straight years at this point since that. Yeah. Okay. I really don't have that.
I like it for them. I like it for the Pelicans, because this is a guy who, I kind of had accepted that they were going to get nothing for him. Like there's just nobody wants him, and then now it's turned into a first round pick from Indiana, and then let me see. Who's the second round pick from? Oh, it's from Toronto, so it could be early, or actually maybe it'll be mid, because it's 2025 second round pick, so that'll be early.
Oh, that'll be good. Okay.
Yeah, so I think good return for the Pelicans.
All right. I'm fine with that. I'm cool. All right. 101, we can call it. Oh, I got a burp. Excuse me. The DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs news. You want to chop that up?
Oh, all right. You go first. I gotta turn my lights on for a second.
Nice. He's so responsible, ladies and gentlemen. He cares about the viewing experience. That's just what we're looking for.
Well, we hit 400 patrons.
We just hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So
shout out! We're literally big time. We're huge. And the Luka reaction's bigger than the Kenny Beecham episode.
My God.
Do you have his number? Text him. We don't need him anymore.
Yo, hilarious shit. After I recorded the episode yesterday, both of them, real basketball media guys, texted, or they were like, Jack, yo, are you coming to All-Star Weekend? And I was like, no, I'm not making it out to San Francisco, guys. Okay, so DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs. The Cavaliers get DeAndre Hunter. The Hawks get Karis LeVert, George Niang, 3 future second-round picks, and 2 future pick swaps. I don't have the years for any of these, so I do hope that Pablo has them when he comes back. So, do you have the years?
¿Qué años?
Do you have the years on the picks?
On for who?
The DeAndre Hunter stuff.
Okay, let me do some control Fing. So what I do, ultimate computer hack, I do control F. I search up Hunter. Okay. The ESPN just wrote 3 second-round picks, 2 future pick swaps.
Yeah,
so
same.
I do not have the specifics.
Okay. Well, all right. So, from the Hawks. So
I'll
from
go on my phone and try and see.
From the Cavs' perspective, I like it. I like it well enough. I think for a team that was pretty devoid of like real wing talent, like that was always the glaring thing in their rotation, moving off the Karis wheel and Niang, It's tough because I do genuinely like both of those guys. I think they're good players, but I think this season at least Hunter has been, like a separate caliber of guy. And if you're trying to win a title, you would much rather have consolidated talent into one guy who's for sure going to be in your top 7 rotation or whatever than, a bunch of really solid guys rounding out a 10-man rotation. So I like it from that perspective. It feels like a fair amount of draft capital to give up for a guy who I'm not completely sold this is real. I feel like we could see like a rough second half to the season, or this could just be an outlier season for DeAndre Hunter, and maybe, I just don't know what the market was like on that, where this feels like a bit much. But I do like the fit on the Cavs. And then from the Hawks' perspective, I don't know what they're really doing. I don't know what the move is for them.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through the Shams Blue Sky Mirror account.
Yeah,
so
that guy came up a couple times in my searches.
If you guys, are you on Blue Sky now?
I'm on Blue Sky. I just don't have the app on my phone. When I was searching like shit on the internet, the Shams Mirror account came up in my Google searches.
Okay, guys, go head on over to Blue Sky. We have mirrors of all the biggest guys, so it's epic. Also, like, it's a mirror account, but also I think this guy's tweeting out stuff on his own. He's like, it's Shams Mirror and also some other news. So I don't know who this is. I don't know if Shams is affiliated with it. But yeah, so it would really 2 future pick swaps. I would have to see the year. 3 second. It kind of is a lot. And I do think this could be a positive swap for them this season because DeAndre Hunter is playing well, and George Niang and Karis LeVert are pretty like Niang is a guy who all his values from shooting, and so if he goes cold over the course of a series, I mean, can't really play him.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he is hitting, like, sometimes there's concerns. And then the Karis wheel is volatile, and so I do think it's good to just get another big, decent scoring wing. For the price, it might be a little much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily feel like this moved them up a rung or anything like that, but I do think it made them better. So I'll have to reserve my judgment till I see what the picks are. But I think it's a fine move.
Yeah. I don't have a ton. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't feel like we're building toward it doesn't necessarily feel like a move you make when the Spurs have your first round pick. I just like it and that's not to say they're gonna like sell out or anything at this point and like just be bad or anything, but it just feels like they're
they have whose pick?
The Spurs have the Hawks pick. Were you talking about the?
Oh, Atlanta.
Yes, yeah. The Spurs don't have the Cavs pick, and like I said, like I think this move, I like it for the Cavs, and I don't hate.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I like it from Cleveland's perspective.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, I agree with you there then. But so how do you feel about it from the Hawks' perspective then? I guess.
From the Hawks, I think it was. I don't really count on these 2 guys sticking around.
Mm-hmm.
I like the 3 second round picks, and yeah, we'll see what the other picks are. But I think they might have cooked. They might have cooked.
I don't know. You think Trey could be gone this summer?
I think I think I think we're done. So
yeah. Chat, is it over? Chat, are we cooked? Chat. Is this thing? Yeah.
Once you lose the Brandon Ingram bidding war, I think it's over.
Yeah, that's tough. Once there's like an army in front of you with like tanks and rocket launchers, and you're like, please, could I have this pistol? I need this pistol, please. And it's just, yeah, you're outmatched. So yeah,
because what else they traded?
Bogdanovic was the other one.
For who?
Fuck. I have it written down here somewhere. Bogdanovic was for.
Oh, it was for Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann and Bones Highland. Come on.
Those are a couple of really young guys.
Yeah,
right?
they're pivoting the timeline because you have two equally young players there. Shout out to Terrence Mann. Yeah, I don't have a ton beyond that. I mean, well, I like it for the Cavs. I think the Cavs get better. I think the Hawks are kind of just trending towards Trae Young leaving.
Yeah, and now we can't go to the Lakers anymore.
Fuck. Hey, speaking of the Lakers, I bet that conjured up one thing in your brain, but I'm talking about a different thing. Former Laker Kyle Kuzma went to the Bucks.
Oh,
yeah, we're not talking
right,
about
bizarre transition.
Yeah, well, it's because I forgot there was an actual additional Lakers trade plus from the Luka shit. So the Kuzma thing, the Bucks get Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin, Jericho Sims, a 2025 second-round pick. The Wizards get Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, 2028 first-round pick swap. And then the Knicks get DeLon Wright and cash considerations. Mostly just need to talk about this from the Bucks' perspective, I think. The Wizards, I like the Wizards' deadline, but it's all just in pursuit of being bad and amassing capital.
Yeah. So the Wizards get a pick swap out of this? I didn't realize that. A
2028 first-round pick swap. Yeah.
Huh. So, yeah. So the number one takeaway is Chris Middleton must be really cooked physically. Like they're just giving up on him.
Yeah.
I suppose I still feel like when Chris Middleton plays, he's better than Kyle Kuzma. But yeah, I honestly don't feel good about this for the Bucks. I don't feel like this moved them any further. I'm not a big believer in Kuzma reverting back to whatever good minutes he played on that Lakers team.
Yeah, even if he does, it's like I don't know. To me, it's unfortunate that there's not really like a good like Giannis passing connection with anyone on the team anymore. Oh shit! I just fucking what the hell? Oh crap! What just happened? Can you hear me?
All right, I lagged out for a second, but then it did the speed up thing, so we might be okay right now.
What the fuck? Okay.
Oh, can you not hear me?
No, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Shit. Yeah, so the Bucks, I mean, Giannis, I don't think I don't like anyone's passing connection with him on the team anymore, and that's unfortunate because there's a lot of interesting ways to Okay, he's gone again. What the fuck is going on? Okay.
It did it again. It just froze.
Yeah, I know. Well, from my perspective, both cameras are completely cutting off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm getting like a one Wi-Fi bar for like a second, and then it just pops back. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay. On mine, you're just like freezing, and then it's like.
Cool. That's fun. Yeah, I think the Bucks. This is maybe not a nail in the coffin move. I don't want to be complete doomer, but I do think this is just one of those things where, Middleton was old and hurt, and you couldn't get that much from him in a trade deal, and now. Yeah, now like you're like I don't think Kuzma's gonna blossom into a guy that you can really move for anything substantial, and I don't think he's gonna blossom and like maybe he'll play a good role for you as a role player, but I don't think he like moves the needle a ton for them defensively. I don't have a ton of faith in him to move the needle for them as like a 3-point shooter, and then. He was a straight-up abysmal passer on the Wizards this season, but I think in his brain maybe he's just like, I got to get shots up. Like, that's what I'm here for is to score the ball, baby. And so maybe that changes in Milwaukee, but if it doesn't, he would be like a straight-up destructive offensive player for them.
Yeah. I don't feel too bad about giving up A.J. Johnson or anything.
I was
going to
ask you about him. I don't know shit about A.J. Johnson. What, like... so this is the only thing from the Wizards' perspective. Do you fuck with picking him up, or do you really care?
I'm not a big AJ Johnson guy. Let me see what he's has he played this year?
He
Oh,
literally
he's
just
only
when
played 7 games for them.
When they blew out the Bucks, the Thunder, AJ Johnson had a really good game. He had like 20 points or something.
Yeah, maybe he'll. I think Ben Pfeiffer might like him, but I'm not super into him.
Well, if Ben likes him, I don't. I can tell you that.
I don't know. It just feels. I guess Chris Middleton is done so it's whatever trade, whatever. Screw it.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. You know that. Whatever. Did you see the Scott Pilgrim anime?
No.
Oh, it was good. I think you'd like it. It was a fun spin on the story. It wasn't like they really changed a lot of the shit about it. But yeah, there's a song in there that goes like that. Okay. Mark Williams to the Lakers. Let me timestamp this bitch again. This one was interesting because coming off the back of the Luka trade, it kind of, when I first saw the news, it was like the rich get richer, and like my timeline was like, what the fuck? How is this allowed? So the Lakers get Mark Williams, the Hornets get Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, a 2030 pick swap, and an unprotected 31 first round pick. And okay, that's it. It was just a 2-team trade. How do you feel about this? I'm interested.
So, from whose perspective first?
Let's start from the Lakers' perspective.
So, from the Lakers' perspective, it's interesting because Mark Williams right now is a good offensive player. Defensively, like this guy, like 2 days ago, defensively, he got blasted by their local media for being so bad defensively, and giving like no effort. And I've seen other he pops off with some crazy blocks sometimes, but I think the defense is still a work in progress.
Yes.
And I've seen I think Zach Lowe said he's still coming along on that end, but I do think he has clear potential just by virtue of having one of the longest standing reaches in the NBA. But I don't feel like he's ready defensively to be a starting center in the playoffs. Which is, I think, what you would want for this team. Offensively, I think it's pretty simple. Big screener playing with LeBron and Luka, and big-time rebounder, and he'll just eat. And and really just his roll gravity once those two guys get him going, will open up stuff for the rest of the shooters that they still have. So I do think they got better. But I'm not sure, It's I don't know. I really got to think it over more. What I think in totality for them.
So to me, if Mark Williams is healthy for the Lakers,
yeah, that's another big thing. This is a guy who has had so many back injuries.
yes.
I don't know.
Well, back and foot injuries. So he gets both. It's a double whammy of scary big guy shit. If he's healthy for the Lakers, that makes me God's not real. It can't be. Or God's a Lakers fan. That's what it would have to be if he's healthy for the Lakers. This is a guy who has played 34% of his possible career games. I don't think he's ever cracked 45 games in a season, and I think last year he didn't even hit 20. And he is only 23, and he's, when he plays, sick as fuck. Playing off of LaMelo, sick as fuck. And so to play off of Luka Doncic or LeBron, I think there's, incredible potential there. But I agree with most of the defensive criticisms. This is a guy who just gave up 30 and 15 to Daniel Gafford last week. Not to mention,
well, he's really good now.
Shout out to the landlord, baby. And AD 40 and 20 in his last full game as a Laker. That was on Mark Williams, but
well, that guy's really good too.
I mean, that guy he's worth one Luka Doncic, and so yeah. Wonder what Nico Harris. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I agree with the concerns about the defense in a playoff setting. really for me, it's just the health. I think the defense is fucked anyways. I think it was gonna be fucked even if you got Walker Kessler or something, which a lot of people pointed out. I tweeted it. I said, I wonder if Kessler was on the table for that package, and everyone was like, they fucking finessed Danny Ainge into completing the Luka deal. He didn't know that that's what all that shit was going towards in the Jazz thing, and so there's no way.
How would he not know?
Yeah, like apparently there's like he was like frantically making phone calls 15 minutes before it happened, just like no, please, no. And so,
what would they have said to him? What's on the paperwork? How would he? How is that possible?
Well, that's just what a fucking fiend he is to be involved in anything. He's like, oh, second, okay, yeah, dude, sign off, yeah, second rounder, please, let's get it done. And so yeah, Hood Schifino, another guy can throw in. Oh, yeah, absolutely, let's do it.
Did they waive him?
I don't know. I haven't been locked in.
They waived Schroeder. Thank Christ. The
Schroeder Clarkson minutes. Well, that'd be beautiful.
He's determined to ruin my life. There's like a third of the GMs in the NBA are out to ruin my life specifically.
You take it so personally. See, Calvin Booth is just stupid. Calvin Booth is just. I mean. Holy shit, my girlfriend just killed a bug across the room. Samurai.
I wish she killed something else.
Whoa. Who?
I can't. If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Okay, so Mark Williams. Now, from the Hornets' perspective, I actually didn't think this was that bad of a return. I don't love where they're at as a franchise, and I think they're still completely directionless, but Dalton Connect and swap and a first rounder for a guy who's never healthy. Yeah, it's fine.
I gotta love the Lakers fans thinking they gave up the future with Dalton Connect.
Who is older?
No!
Who is older, by the
way? Oh my God, Dalton Connect. I mean, yeah. What are the Hornets gonna? I would trade him. No, I don't know.
Well, it's the new scheme. That's what I was thinking. Is realistically, if you're in that like 14 pick range or whatever, I wonder what the success rate of taking the quote unquote older rookie would be, and then every time you take him, just when everybody's really shocked that he's playing well as a rookie. Sell high, then just trade him every time, and I wonder how successful you could be just building a team through methods like that.
Man, you really could, like Chris Duarte.
Yes.
Malcolm. Well, I guess Brogdon was decent, but Jaquez. Yeah, they tried to get a name for him. That should be a new meta. Yeah, it's very interesting from Charlotte as well, because like. They just traded Nick Richards. This is a team that has had center problems all year long because neither of their centers were healthy. Nick Richards got healthy, traded him. Mark Williams got healthy, traded him. So now you have these two guys you're confident in as building blocks with LaMelo and Brandon Miller, but it seems they're like, what? Hey, we're willing to move off these center. We're willing to play centerless and just keep bottoming out. So. Honestly, I kind of do like it. I like because this might be how I was operating if I was running the team. I like Charlotte taking the long view here. I don't necessarily see Dalton Connect as like a building block. It's just another movement shooter guy, and they're so far away from that kind of guy making a difference. But the 2031 pick is pretty sick, especially for like, hey, we definitely don't know. If Mark Williams is going to be in the NBA by 2031, or if he'll be in a wheelchair, so that'll probably be a good pick. Well, I guess depends on when the Lakers trade Luka to salvage their future.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up because it'll never happen. Because it's the Lakers, and they got him, and they're gonna build a dynasty with him, a new dynasty on top of the old, like the last five. But He loves Jokic. Him and Jokic are really good friends. I mean, who's to say?
No money.
Huh?
No money.
Fuck you.
No money.
We can make it work. We'll figure it out. You know? Who cares? You know how much it costs to retire in Slovenia? Nothing.
I guess maybe we could get Jokic on the Lakers. That might be kind of sick.
I would.
I mean,
I'd walk into the sea. Oh my god. I thought about the other day after like the Luka shit had really settled in. I tried to think about how I would feel if the Nuggets did some shit like that with Jokic, especially before they won the title. And I was like, oh, I can't. I have to stop. I have to turn my brain off for 20 minutes.
Is Luka better Laker than Kobe? Comment down below.
Comment down below, guys. Comment down below. That was one thing I saw in the article covering the Nico Harrison shit. A lot of people attributed his Mamba mentality to not wavering in the face of such a daunting move.
Mamba mentality is when I have an opinion and decide it's right, no matter what.
Yes.
Don't listen to the outside sources. Confidence.
Mamba mentality is when I ruin the lives of everybody who works with me.
So yeah, I think I'll come out and say Charlotte cooked. I think the 2031 pick, and they got 2030 pick swap, and they got a solid young player, Dalton Knecht, who could be flipped for more guys, or who could stick around by the time they're competitive. I think that's good, and they're just so far away from being competitive. And both of these guys were like second round picks, right? Actually, Mark Williams might have been a late first rounder.
Yeah,
but it hurts in the short term. But I mean, they were already hurting in the short term.
I also
so yeah, the Hornets cooked.
I don't know. If the thing that often holds you back from even getting a read on the team is that everybody's fucking hurt, removing one of the injury-prone guys from the equation, I'm fine with that. Because like you said, they're already years away anyways. So like, I don't want to do the song and dance again of like, oh, well, we got 10 games from LaMelo and Miller, but Mark Williams isn't here, so it's not really canon. Like, yeah, it's fine to build around LaMelo if that's what you want to do, but it's really frustrating to surround that guy with other guys who can't stay healthy.
Yeah. Fast forward me to let me take a trip to 2031 in the Jonas Brothers time machine. I think I'll be vindicated.
Okay. I took a trip to the year 2031. I don't know what would be happening in that.
Finish the lyric.
The Charlotte Hornets got pick number 1. I rhymed one with one.
Wait. No. You be quiet. This now it's an interactive podcast. Finish the lyric. All right.
All right. Wow, that was really good. Fuck. What was I gonna say? I can't remember it now.
Something dumb, probably.
Probably, you know? That's all I'm fucking good for. That's all I'm good for.
Absolutely. Oh, I saw the Bob Dylan movie.
What'd you think of it?
It was pretty good. I know no Bob Dylan history.
Same.
So it was funny. I was listening to the Ringer podcast about it, and they were like, well, obviously you know what decision he makes at the final concert or whatever, but I didn't know.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh my god, is he gonna play folk or not?
They opened the pod being like, we're the biggest fucking Dylan historians on the internet, baby.
Yeah.
We're the only person more obsessed with Bob Dylan than me is her, and vice versa. And yeah, I was listening to that same, and I was like, "What are you guys talking about?" But it was fun.
I didn't know he won a Nobel Peace Prize, and honestly, this must be just like I'm physically and I'm mentally incapable of having the perspective on Bob Dylan to fully appreciate, because they're like, yeah, he won a Nobel Peace Prize for his activism, and then then the activism is like, war is bad.
Isn't the whole point of the movie him whipping his nuts out on the table to walk away from like the movement to do this? He's like, I'm gonna go my own way, and Edward Norton's like, come on, Bob, please, just play acoustic.
It'll be good for you, I swear. Nah, man, I want the kazoo.
Nah, man. Yeah, and he just like more and more guys join his posse throughout it's kind of like JoJo's, where you've never seen JoJo's, but in JoJo's, when there's a stand user, oftentimes they'll be in a giant crowded scene, and they'll be like, "Fuck, there's a stand user after us."
Yeah,
and it'll be well. That's what it was like. Someone in a new shirt would pop up in a scene, and I'd be like, "Okay, well that guy's joining the band. Obviously, he's Mr. Polka Dots over there is gonna start playing the piano or something."
That's another problem. Like when he meets the guy on the elevator, and then they walk out, and he's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And he's like, "I'm Bob Newart," or something like that. I'm like, okay, I could tell this guy's supposed to be something, right?
Yeah.
But and I'm like, should I Google? I can't tell how he said his last name. What?
That's so funny. I'm Bob Newart. What? Yeah, shout out to that guy.
I'm Bob Newart. And I'm like, is that Newhart? I feel like that's the name I've heard.
How do I spell that? Come on. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right. So I have a bunch of other shit we could run through here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more trades. 5 of them I have the details written down for, and then 4 it's whatever. So you want to just like spam through these or what?
Don't put me in a box, man.
I do what I want, man. Yeah. Fuck. What was I gonna say? Shout out to
something about trades or Bob Dylan.
It was something about the ladies in Bob Dylan, where it was just like. Shout out! Oh, it was when he walks into his first girlfriend's apartment at like 3 a.m. after getting punched at that bar, and it's a studio apartment where her boyfriend is asleep in bed, like 10 feet away, and she's like icing his face, and it's like, bro, how are you sleeping through all this?
There was a guy in the bed.
Yeah, I thought so. Maybe she sleeps with a Bob Dylan dummy or something, just because she misses him so much. But I will say, riding a motorcycle without a helmet through Vermont or whatever, it did look really cool.
But so he wasn't in the circus?
I don't know. I didn't.
In the podcast, they were like the obvious lie about being in the circus or whatever. I was like, I didn't know.
Obvious lie. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I don't know anything about this guy.
It's like us being like, and then Kobe 20 all defense selections. And obviously we don't got to talk about, Kobe's last 5 all defense selections or something. And someone who just started watching basketball was like, "Wait, what about those? What do you mean?"
This is how everyone felt like when the Last Dance came out and there was nothing else new on TV. So a bunch of people would never watch basketball before. It's like, is Dennis Rodman going to wear the dress? What? Basketball players don't wear dresses.
Yeah. Dennis Rodman's lost in Las Vegas. Will he get back in time for the finals? And it's like, wait, they won the final, whatever. Okay, so Quentin Grimes to the 76ers. Mavs get Caleb Martin. 76ers get Grimes and a second rounder. How do you feel about it? Let's fast track these last few.
Okay. Well, let me pull this up in
fast track it. What are you doing?
I can't do it based off words alone.
Oh my god.
So Caleb, how is Caleb Martin playing this year?
I have no idea.
I have no idea
dude.
either.
I've not watched a ton of Sixers hoops this year.
So a interactive portion again. Hey guys, was this a good trade?
Okay,
right,
so I will say
I do like Quentin Grimes though.
Yeah, I've seen it defended from Mavs fans. Friend of the program, slightly biased. His angle on it was that Grimes is up for extension this offseason, and he's pretty redundant with Max or with Christie. Like, you're going to be playing Christie more for defensive reasons.
Yeah.
And so just getting ahead of that and getting a guy who's under contract for longer and does more shit that you don't have in Caleb Martin, who I guess like wing defense and stuff, I suppose. But yeah, he was fine with it. Slightly was. I like Quentin Grimes. I like Grimes too. I don't know what the fuck the Sixers are gonna do, but it's cool to have him there.
Why did they have to give up a pick though?
The Mavs?
Oh no, wait. Oh yeah. Wait, so the Mavericks gave up a second-round pick.
Well, if you're talking to Nico Harrison on the phone and you end the phone call with, let's throw a second-round pick in there, it works. It's like a little, the coders put that in the game as like an Easter egg.
That is the same with Arturis. It couldn't matter less to him. And yeah, so.
Oh, he had a good quote. I just from the press conference, I guess, where it was like, there's two ways to build a title team. One is with 2 or 3 stars and a bunch of good role players, and one's with 9 or 10 really good players, and we're working towards the second one.
No, we currently have 0, but one day we'll get.
We just traded away our closest one.
We have 9 or 10 guys that aren't good, but will be good.
Okay. So yeah, the Quentin Grimes shit. What are we at? 134. Marcus Smart to the Wizards. Jake Laravia to the Kings. 3-team trade. The Wizards get Smart, Colby Jones, Alex Lenz, and a 2025 first rounder. The Kings get Jake Laravia. And then the Grizzlies receive Marvin Bagley, Johnny Davis, and a 2028 second-round pick. How do you feel?
Oh crap. Okay. So I think my ESPN article, because I think this trade changed, and so Laravia originally wasn't a part of it. Right?
Yeah. This was like a continually updated one.
So wait. So who gets Marcus? So the Wizards get Marcus Smart.
Mm-hmm.
The Grizzlies get who out of this?
Dogs. They get Marvin Bagley, Johnny Davis, and a second-round pick in 2028.
And where's Laravia?
The Kings.
Who gave up the 2025 first-round pick?
I would assume the Grizzlies.
Okay, so what I'm having trouble conceptual. Let me pull up this in writing.
That's
Tell
how
me
bad
why
Marcus
did this
Smart's
trade,
been.
Why did this trade happen?
That's how
long
bad
is
Marcus.
his contract?
His contract's pretty big, I think. Let me see this. Marcus Smart. Damn, I'm starting to get hungry.
I mean, he can't be that much of a
So
bird. I guess he's under contract for
years.
1 more year.
He's
He's making $21 million next year.
okay. I mean, he's been bad, and so now you just have more money this offseason, maybe.
That Bleacher Report article did not help me.
I don't know, man.
I'm pulling up NBA.
Well, from the Wizards'
.com.
perspective,
Okay.
I'm happy. That's all. I mean, I think they cooked here. Him coming off the books next season. Colby Jones is who I wanted to get from the Sacramento Kings, I don't know why I said it like that. The Sacramento Kings. But yeah, I wanted Colby Jones and a first for Kuzma, and so to get involved in that anyways, yeah, that's fine. And then the Kings, Laravia's good. I think like.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Is what are they gonna do with this money?
Kevin Durant.
I guess that's really what it comes down to. Because from my perspective, like, this seems kind of crazy for Grizzlies to do because they do draft so well. So I don't like giving up the 2025 first and even the that's from Sacramento. And I don't like giving up Jake Laravia. And I'm assuming they have given up. Oh no, they don't give up any second rounders, but still. So just to get off 1 extra year of Marcus Smart, I hope they have a plan, like a master plan for that, because this seems a little weird to me. But maybe they do.
No
maybe
plan.
they can. Maybe they can start cooking with
fuck a
$20 million
plan. I was trying to
free.
beat a case.
Okay.
I ain't beat that case, bitch. I did the race.
Okay.
I don't remember the rest of the words. Yeah. So
Kings, it's good for them.
It's good. It's just the same shit where it's like, I mean, a good. Why? I don't want my good role players on mid teams. I want them on good teams. And I liked Jake Laravia with the Grizzlies, and with the Kings. I'm sure he'll be good. I'm sure he'll help them.
Wait, NBA.com says the Wizards get Johnny Davis.
Johnny Davis was already on the Wizards.
Yeah. What the heck? NBA is this AI?
AI can't conceptualize why the Grizzlies would do this trade. We broke the computer.
It's breaking all the simulations.
Oh my god. Okay, computer, suck my dick.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Spicy.
Valuncunias to the Kings if we want to do wizard shit still.
Oh, okay. We got both Lithuanians on the same team. Let's get our tourists there. So he could
okay.
They could be a trio, right? Everyone liked that?
Yeah, that was really good.
And they love taking the bull scraps.
Yeah. Okay. Do whatever you want. I mean, yeah. Our tourists eat shit and die.
So the Kings get Jonas, and the Wizards got Sissoko. And did you say they waived him or no?
Yes, I believe they've already waived him.
Okay. Then they got 2 second-round picks. One is from Denver. Suck it!
Well, Reggie Jackson got waived by the Wizards earlier today, too. So it's like that second rounder and then the 3 second rounders we gave up to get Reggie Jackson off the basketball team.
Okay. Yeah. This is I like the Wizards getting picks and getting off Jonas Valančiūnas, who's not that good. I don't know what the Kings are cooking. So
yeah, he's bad. And so I guess they didn't. That's how bad Alex Len has been this season. That they're like, we gotta fucking find an upgrade. Valančiūnas has been rough. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the Kings very firmly treading water in a way that I can't believe hasn't grown old for their fans yet. But you know, whatever. You guys have a chance for real. Just a piece away, definitely.
Just one more. If Patrick Williams is Kawhi, maybe things will be different.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong team.
Oh, nice. Nurkic to the Hornets. The Suns get Cody Martin and Vasily Micic, and
Micic about to happen.
A 2026 second rounder, and then Nurkic goes to the Hornets along with a 2026 first round pick.
So they cooked with that. Who's 2026? It's Phoenix's?
I don't think so. I would assume they traded 1 to the Jazz to get 3 firsts. Do you remember that? I think it's one of those.
Oh, I see. Either way, yeah, good, shrewd move by Charlotte for taking on a guy that wasn't playing for them, and they all hate it apparently. So I think Charlotte cooked. Phoenix, maybe Cody. Actually, these guys are a little interesting. Maybe they could play some minutes for you. And then
the thing with Phoenix is that they need a true point guard to get their offense set up so that, you know, Beal and Booker and Durant aren't like spending all their time doing that shit. Who's a truer point guard than Micic?
March Micic, it's coming. So win-win.
Exactly.
Except the Suns lose because they had to give up a first rounder.
First round pick to get off of Nurkic, I'd be so fucking sick. It's tough. Hey, but you know, Zeke Najee's still on my basketball team, so how much can I really talk?
Don't let him near the Bulls. How dare you?
I'm shocked. I mean, if you're building towards 9 or 10 guys that could be good one day, throw Zeke on there. What's the problem, Arturis? Come on.
Throw Zeke on the Bobby. Shout out Scotty Barnes.
Shout out to Scotty Barnes. Shout out to Australia and New Zealand. Shout out to the
one of them is one of those countries is better than the other one.
Probably not the one that's 90% desert. If I had to take a shot in the dark. You ever hear people talk about taking the train across Australia? Life cannot grow out here. There's nothing.
Is there a train that like goes through the outback?
Yeah, it goes like straight across, and you'll see like the occasional like bushcraft person driving their fucking Mad Max buggy alongside the train, being like, "Good day," and it's just. Yeah, I know. Shout out to Australia, dude. What an interesting land. Shout out to the box jellyfish. Scares me. I don't want to go swimming if I'm in Australia. That's scary.
Oh yeah, I literally don't want to do anything if I will never go to Australia because I don't even want to risk a huntsman spider in my hotel room. But I would go to New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Every TikTok live of a New Zealand person is just the nicest person ever in like a picturesque landscape. They're like, "Good morning, yeah."
Yeah. Shout out to Steven Adams. He's a New Zealand guy, right?
Yep.
Well, I couldn't remember if he's New Zealand or Australian. Golly. My girlfriend's off to the side.
That's racist.
Shaking her head at me. Like she didn't just kill a bug. Squandered life.
Luka's targeting a Monday debut against the Jazz.
Yeah, okay. I hope all the other players are safe from the gravy on the floor.
What?
Because he's gonna be eating. He's gonna be eating so much. He's gonna be fat. So it's gonna be great gravy.
Gonna be. Yeah. Good luck hiding those crumbs in that yellow jersey. What if they really do talk like the trade with for this trade to be justified? Luka would have to be playing games with stuff in his beard, in his facial hair, for all that animosity to make sense.
Luka's on the bench, pouring himself a third bowl of cereal, just like
he's got like a Slim Jim up his sleeve, like I'm just rubbing my nose.
Oh man! Shout out to the way the Mavs talked about Luka. God, just, I mean, yeah, we don't want this fat slob anymore. Someone come pick him up. And Rob Pelinka was there, man.
Thank God.
All right, Bogdanovic to the Clippers. The Clippers get Bogdanovic, and then
interesting.
It's a little interesting. I'm interested, I guess. What do the Hawks get? Oh yeah, Terrence Mann and Bones Highland.
Yes, sir. And wait, the Rockets are part of this as well.
Okay. The fuck?
They get Cody Zeller and a second-round pick.
Oh, sweet.
So Bogdanovic is what is he shooting this year from three?
He was good.
He's not having
point.
that good a year, right?
He's having a terrible year.
Yeah. So it is a little surprising because they've been so protective of Terrence Mann over the years.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's playing poorly either, is he?
So on the season, Bogdanovic is 24 games of 10 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists on 37% from the field, 30% from 3, and 88% from the line for a blistering, if Basketball Reference will load, 50% true shooting. Hey, 1 of every 2 shots, if you don't know what true shooting means.
Wait, 50?
50% true shooting.
Okay. And Terrence Mann, okay, I guess his three-point shooting is going poorly this year as well.
He's developing. He's figuring it out.
He's developing. He's 53%. So it is interesting. I guess it's offense for because I thought Terrence Mann is a good defender.
What's the best?
This is the best defensive team he's ever played on.
Atlanta is definitely not. So that's a big downgrade for him.
Yeah, I suppose it's just a gamble on like a tertiary ball handler. Hopefully he rounds back into four. It's a buy low. I'm buying him low, and I'm hoping to get him high in the playoffs.
I've been loving all the Zach Lowe shit we've been getting lately. He's been back in the sphere a little bit.
What a jerk! Didn't respond to our request.
Maybe he did. I have not been checking my Instagram DMs, but I don't think he did.
Oh no! What if he said, "I'd love to, young man"? Hey,
Yeah.
are you guys doing a emergency Luca episode? I'd love to get
Can I
there's
come
7 DMs of him asking again.
Hello? Is this still valid? Nah, he didn't get back to us. Neither did Bilal Coulibaly. What the fuck, dude?
What did you say to him?
I sent a cool picture of him dunking on Tristan da Silva, and I said, Bilal, calm down. And he didn't even see it. Wow, this guy hates his fans. Sick of this motherfucker.
So the Clippers also got 3 second-round picks.
Nice.
That's kind of
Cool.
That's kind of cooking.
Cool.
That's pretty cooking.
I mean, it's cool, dude.
Hawks' perspective doesn't really matter because they're going to blow up the team soon. So.
Hawks' perspective, Trae Young. I think we've got the guy who can step up and fill that role. Bones Highland.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not inspiring my confidence.
Oh,
and
okay.
The Rockets got a second round pick.
So the next 3, because one of them I have written down. We already talked about. I don't have any shit written down. I don't have the details. Davion Mitchell to the Heat, Reggie Jackson to the Wizards, and Jaden Springer to the Rockets.
And they waived Jaden Springer already.
Yo, Denver, pick up the fucking phone, please.
I don't know how he could be this bad offensively. Because every time he gets out there, he's crazy defensively. But wait, so what is the? Oh, I think I might have the wrong trade again. What is it? Is it just between Boston and Houston or no?
I don't know. I don't have any of the shit written down. I said that.
Wait, what did you just say?
Huh?
Wait, what's the trade you just said?
I just said Jaden Springer to the Rockets. I don't have any of the details written down. And I said that before I read the list off.
Okay.
So honestly,
it is
to
just,
ask, it's a lot of emotional labor that you're putting onto me to even ask me to know what that is.
Boston gets a 2031 second rounder, and Houston gets a 2030 second rounder.
Boston gets a packet, yo.
I knew this was happening.
I knew this. It's dangerous. This is dangerous what you people are doing. Senator, I'm Singaporean.
It's very smart, but it's actually very dangerous as well. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing here. We're swapping a 2030 for a 2031 second rounder. This is hurting me to think about. Move. What else?
move. What else? Reggie Jackson to the Wizards and Davion Mitchell to the Hornets.
Wait, Davion Mitchell's on the Hornets?
Wait, no, the Heat. Fuck. God damn it. No, Davion Mitchell's, he's the Heat culture guy, and they got him.
Okay, all right, yeah. So off night, he's gonna be giving Darius Garland hell for about 7 minutes in the playoffs. Yeah, they gave up PJ Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
And a second round pick, and the 2026 second round pick from the Lakers, and cash considerations. So, not the worst gamble for a guy who maybe theoretically could get a shot on track and then play okay minutes for you. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a move on the margins, and he's very much a Heat culture type guy.
Pat Riley, I'm making moves on the margins. Jimmy Butler's killing everyone in the locker room. I'm making moves on the margins. Come on. All right. That's it. That's the fucking trade deadline. I'm done. I'm sick of second rounders. Pick swaps don't matter. You know, your team didn't make a move because they're already going to win it all, or they didn't make a move because they know the season's over, and honestly tuning into their basketball games is fucking pointless. You take your pick as to why they didn't do anything.
Oh, the Clippers also cooked. They traded KPJ for Marjon Beauchamp.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's based. And the Bucks, hey, Kyle Kuzma was cool with Miles Bridges, so I'm cool. I'm sure he's cool with KPJ too, you know?
I couldn't be more certain.
Couldn't be more so. Well, it depends if Kevin Porter Jr. is like, I actually thought DEI was doing some interesting stuff. Kyle Kuzma.
Oh, okay.
Play me one-on-one right now for our ideals.
No, I'm sure Kuzma's cooking up some crazy. He's down some insane Instagram rabbit holes about the plane crashes.
Oh my god. Oh man. Yeah, probably. Okay. Do you have any? What should the people comment if they're still here?
Oh, Terrence Mann, or like Terrence Woman.
Terrence Mann. Hey, based Terrence Mann. If that's your truth, you go ahead and live it. We love and support you. Everyone head over to patreon.com/State of the League, where there will be a new episode up in 3 days? We're recording this on Thursday. And so, Sunday, there will be a new episode up there. And until then, fucking Pau Gasol, take it away.
But there will be a new episode here.
2 days.
2 days? 2 days.
Yes.
2 days.
Yes.
2 days.
2 days. Pau Gasol, take it away.
Lay down a list of what is wrong